Interpreting the Film, Eternity from a Buddhist Perspective Part 14, Struggle and Salvation.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's program. Today, we'd like to continue our discussion of the profound Thai film Eternity. The plot of the movie may seem absurd, but it reveals the human nature of greed, anger, and delusion, as well as the role of Buddhist teachings in all of it. We'll delve into the incredible yet deeply real characters and story through a dialogue between a master and a disciple. First, let's revisit the beginning of the movie. San Wang discovers a tiger has entered the village and desperately searches for his aunt, Yupati. When he finds her, she's surprisingly calm, even joking about catching the tiger. When San Wang mentions her pregnancy, Yupati immediately denies it, confessing it was a lie because she didn't want to return to Bangkok. Why would she lie about this? What does not wanting to go back have to do with being pregnant? The lie had two meanings. First, it was her way of asserting her purity, that she was a virgin, to prevent San Wang from looking down on her. Second, it gave her an excuse to refuse to return to Bangkok, a place she found too painful. So, the lie both protected her and allowed her to get what she wanted. Next, San Wang warns Yupati about the danger of the tiger, but she seems unconcerned. Instead, she seduces him to bathe with hers when San Wang hesitates. She taunts him for being timid as a mouse and urges him to not over-rely on your brain and to indulge his heart. Was she really not afraid of the tiger? Was she not worried the tiger would eat her while they bathed? This is what's known as one-leaf blindness. When the power of desire is too strong, a person can become recklessly bold. At that moment, her mind was completely focused on seducing San Wang, leaving no room for the threat of the tiger. San Wang eventually gives in, but not before saying, "If I lose control, you can't blame me." Why did he shift the responsibility? The master explains that this is a manifestation of affliction. He knows what he's doing is wrong, but he can't control his desires. So, before acting, he has to find an excuse for his behavior and place the blame on Yupati. This is a form of self-deception. When San Wang and Yupati's affair becomes known, the butler steps up and warns San Wang to keep his distance. Why did he dare to speak to the young master like that? Wasn't he afraid of San Wang's anger? The master explains that, in that setting, the butler's status was second only to the lord's. He was responsible for managing the household, so he had to warn San Wang. And as a junior, even if San Wang was angry, it wouldn't change the butler's duty. When the butler warns San Wang feigns ignorance, asking, "Can't an aunt and nephew be close?" Why did he pretend not to know? He pretended because he knew his actions were not socially acceptable. He was aware that what he was doing was immoral, but to preserve his image of purity, he had to continue the act. People think they can deceive others, but in reality, others already see through them. A person's expression, words, and actions will always give them away. Those with Buddhist wisdom can see even more clearly. In the film, Yupati, to cover up her lie about being pregnant, now claims she's had a miscarriage. When the Lord hears the news, he doesn't get angry. His face just darkens, and he goes to the Buddha shrine to pray. Later, the first wife comes to him to tell on Yupati, but the Lord not only ignores her, he hits her. Why was the Lord so upset about Yupati's lie? And why did he hit the first wife? The master explains that the sadness of the estate lord comes from seeing the karma of all beings. He sees that the two people he values most, his beloved wife and his favorite nephew, are deeply trapped in their afflictions. He hit the first wife because she committed the evil deed of slander. In a family that believes in Buddhism, especially to a devout practitioner like the estate lord, gossip is absolutely forbidden. The estate lord's actions are guided by Buddhist principles, not by simple emotion. Later, the Lord leaves to prepare for San Wang's marriage and tells San Wang to take care of Yupati. Wasn't he just giving them another opportunity? No, he wasn't creating an opportunity. He was diagnosing the illness. He'd already seen the problem. Now he needed to catch them in the act. Only then could he find a solution. He knew that if he let them continue this way, the family would fall apart. So he had to intervene. Finally, the Lord returns and overhears Sangmong and Yupate's vow to be together forever. He gives them an iron chain, calling it a sincere gift to them. Why did the Lord cry? Hadn't he already seen through everything? His tears were for the pitiful state of all beings. He saw the two people he loved most trapped by their afflictions and karma, unable to free themselves. While he was trying to save them, the process itself was a struggle and a pain. His sadness came from the helplessness of not being able to use a completely benevolent method to solve the problem. Was the iron chain truly a gift? And why were Sangmong and Yupati so happy at first? The iron chain was the Lord's carefully prepared medicine. It was the physical manifestation of Sangmong and Yupati's vow to be together forever. And it was also a punishment for their lustful desires. They were happy at first because they only saw the eternal union the chain symbolized, not the endless suffering it would bring. The film tells us that in the 5 turbidities and evil world, it's easy for people to be trapped by afflictions, just like Sangmong and Yupati, who spiral downwards. But a person with Buddhist teachings can see everything clearly. He diagnoses with wisdom and treats with compassion only those who are truly honest and willing to face their own faults. Like Xu Zhu from the Wuxia novel Demi-Gods and Semi-Devils, can be freed from their afflictions. We hope today's program has given you some insight. Thank you for listening.